Good morning and welcome to the morning analysis video on Monday, the 26th of July. Coming very close to the end of the month. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed a very nice and quiet weekend. We won't go into the Ferrari saga just yet. I'm sure I can save that for the live room a bit later on. I'm very upset with that result, and I'm hoping to see both Ferraris banned, or at least Alonso kicked out of Formula 1 would be a nice thing to see. Anyway, moving into today, we should first off discuss the stress test results which came out on Friday. I think relatively, looking at the results that came out, what was it? It was 7 of the major banks failed out of the 91 that were stress tested. I don't know whether this is really something to take into account or whether to pay too much attention to it. Primarily because I don't think it takes into account a huge amount the sovereign debt that these banks hold. And I think the reason they've excluded that is primarily just because it's difficult to gauge, and also they don't really want to put too much pressure on the individual countries and let people know where these countries stand. As always, they're trying to hide things. Anyway, I think for now, though, the result is relatively positive. Although moving into this morning's trading, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Today's a fairly quiet day in terms of news. We have, first thing this morning, I think we might have already had it, yes, at 3:30 AM we had PPI, quarter on quarter from Australia, and that came out slightly weaker than expected at 0.3%, was expected at 1.2%, but I think we've missed the move there on that. Moving forward this afternoon at around 3 o'clock your time, we have new home sales out of the US. This is expected to rise from 300 previously to 317,000. So let's keep an eye on that. Weaker figure, obviously we know what will happen. Weaker figure, strengthening of the dollar. Stronger figure, weakening of the dollar. So for 3 o'clock this afternoon, need to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, a fairly quiet day on the market in terms of news. We are expecting tomorrow BP to do its quarterly earnings, and we are expecting this to be one of the biggest corporate losses of all time. And obviously at the same time we're expecting to hear BP chairman, BP CEO Paul Hayward retiring or standing down, and obviously his American counterpart being put into place. Anyway, so very little news today, and what we're looking for first thing this morning is the reaction of the stress tests. If we take a quick look at euro-dollar, she did have sort of early nerves on Friday afternoon, pulling back right back down to that weekly pivot. I'm sure a lot of guys were looking at possible shorts here, and I hope that you managed to get your stops to break even before anything bad happened. As you can see, she did rebound. Not a huge move, but again, we remain in this upward trend. So in my view, first thing this morning, I think we've got to remember the trend, and we've got to look for continuations in this uptrend. I think now that she's broken, although it's not hugely significant, the level she's broken, I think we can put another resistance sign there. I think let's look for a pullback towards these lows before looking for possible long plays to build back in. Okay, really, it's unclear at this stage. I think we could get a decent pullback on this towards the lows before we start buying again. At the same time, if we break through this level, let's wait for a 1, 2, 3 to short. On pound dollar performed particularly well on Friday afternoon. As you can see, whilst euro was weakening off, the pound rallied through these levels. She did have a small pullback, and then she held up just below this 154.60 level. And again, overnight trading hasn't done a lot, but you can see if we just get our pivots in order, you can see she's just settled now up above this 153 level, 153.50. Again, looking for pullbacks down towards these lows at around 153.60 for possible long plays to start coming back in again. Moving across to the yens, I think it's evident we'll know where they're going to stand. You can see just testing these highs, the top of our channel resistance from the previous couple of months, and it'd be really nice to see these starting to break back up too. At the same time, for any technical traders looking for possible plays, you can see that you're on the resistance level here. Very likely you might see a 100-point pullback from this level around 113.20 down towards 112.50 to 20. Okay. Sterling yen, as I said, pretty much the same as euro yen, pulling back towards the resistance level, now up against that weekly 20 again. My bet here is first thing, fall back towards the pivots before another rise to retest this resistance. Okay. Yep, that back covers those pairs. Let's move into dollar CAD. Dollar CAD hasn't done a lot interesting. She's still sitting on these lows, and I'm hoping for a move back into these averages before a trade long. However, if trade short. However, if she starts breaking down through these levels, short-term traders be aware of a break of 103.50. That could see a slide to 103.20 first thing. For longer-term traders, let's wait for a pullback before we enter. Aussie dollar, very much the same as pound dollar and euro dollar. She broke up on Friday afternoon through this 88.50 level, traded up towards towards 90, failed to get close, and looks like she wants to have another retracement today. So it'd be nice to see her pulling back towards that 4-hourly 20 previous break zone for a long trade off around the 88.60 to 70 mark to build up towards 90 again. Moving forward to dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss overnight, on Friday, made this move up through all the averages, and she supported upon above this 105 again, which is good news really. And I think really we need to be looking for long plays, and we're probably at around the level that we should be looking for this long play. It would be short term obviously because we're looking for euro to gain some strength today, and you can see obviously clear resistance coming from this 105.60 level, so you need to be out or stop to break even pretty quickly just in case she does resist on this level before falling back through the averages. Okay, I'm going to keep you up to date on this one because this could be interesting either way. If she starts breaking up, we can look for a trade. If she falls through these levels again, we know exactly what she's going to do. She's going to fall back to the lows like she does virtually every single time. She's been difficult to trade as of late, so we'll be patient with her, let her build, and then we'll see what stands. At the moment, there are no clear setups first thing in the morning, so we'll have to be a little bit patient, but we'll wait for these to come in. Once they're ready, we will start looking for the trading opportunities. Okay, so have a good morning, be patient with these, and I look forward to seeing you all in the live room. If not, have a quiet morning until the setups are clear, and I will then again speak to you this afternoon.